Hello, I'm Casey Haycox. This is Rachel Murphy, and we are your registered dietitians here at Active Lifestyle Center. We are here today to show you a plant-based meal that's easy to prepare and one of our go-to recipes. We're going to be making tempeh tacos and a spin on guacamole, which is called edamame. Get it? Guacamole, edamame. It's using edamame as the base for the main source. We're cutting down on calories while adding that extra protein. So 1 cup of edamame, which is our superfood here, is going to give you about 16 grams of protein. So that's a lot of bang for your buck. Alright, so let's get started. First we're going to need 2 cups of unshelled, unthawed edamame.
I'm going to put it in the food processor first. I'm going to grab a spatula.
And then we're going to need 3/4 cup of silken tofu. And what's interesting about tofu, it comes in a variety of textures. First we have the silken one, which is used for mostly desserts, but right now we're using it for dip. Also we have the extra firm, which is more for stir fries, and then another version of the silken one. Okay, how you doing there, Rach?
We're getting there.
All right.
Okay, so one thing about this is it almost kind of has like almost like a ricotta cheese like texture to it, so that's the way I would kind of explain it. It's going to make things pretty silky and smooth.
Okay. And then we're going to add some cumin, about ½ teaspoonful. And one thing about measuring, you don't want to measure above whatever you're cooking. We like to measure it in a bowl first.
That way you don't accidentally dump too much cumin into your seasoning.
Then we have 4th cup or 4th teaspoon of lemon zest. And then 2 tablespoons of lime juice. So we're just going to squeeze it here. Just so move.
Awesome. Smells delicious.
All right. And once we got all our spices in, all we have to do is blend, blend, blend.
All right, so just gonna get in all those good spices. And I think with this, you could also add salt if you wanted to, but at this point we're deciding not to, just for setting the base flavors. Am I doing this wrong?
Yeah.
There we go. Right? Okay. First time using this. There we go.
And then we're just going to blend.
Okay. Do you want me to
Yeah.
scrape down the sides a little?
Yeah.
Okay. I will do this.
And a couple more pulses. Okay. And we want to get a smooth consistency. That's what we're going for.
Okay, I think that should be good.
Yes.
All right, so, oh
Then-
yeah, that looks great.
Then we just scoop this out to make it for easier.
Thank you, Casey. Oh, you just dump it right in. Okay, awesome. All right, and then as you can kind of see, this is going to be a really great Edamole, guacamole type addition. need a slightly bigger spatula. Alright.
And like guacamole, you could customize it. We chose to add in some red onion, a little bit of tomato, and then some jalapeno for that extra kick.
Perfect. Alright. So we'll just kind of stir together, give it a little bit of texture. Smells amazing. Alright. Awesome. And there you go.
All right, so moving on to our tempeh tacos. I'll switch you. So a lot of people don't know what tempeh is. It's actually a nutritious and versatile ingredient made from cooked fermented soybeans. Some varieties of tempeh may include added flavors, grains, or beans. Tempeh has a mild, slightly nutty flavor and is rich in protein, fiber, and prebiotics. So you get it in the store. It's usually in the vegetarian cold items next to the carrots, usually. And it looks like this. And when you get it out, it looks just like a little log.
Awesome.
All right, so here we go.
So what we're going to start out with is just heating this up a little bit on our stovetop. We have a nonstick pan option. That's what we encourage whenever you are prepping this stuff. That way you don't have to add any additional oil to your recipes.
All right. Is it warm enough?
It's not quite.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go run and get some water because this recipe needs some. All right, so now that we have our water, we're gonna start making our tacos. First thing is we wanna measure out our base, our seasonings. So we are gonna need a 1/4 cup of water. Okay. We are also gonna need 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. All right, and then 2 teaspoons full of liquid smoke.
2 teaspoons?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this liquid smoke, Casey.
So liquid smoke is just like if you're using it on, a grill. It just adds in that smokiness without the fire.
A little bit of a hard time pulling it up. There we go. I'm just gonna do this. Right, 2 teaspoons?
Yes. Then we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika.
This over here. You said teaspoons?
Yes.
Teaspoon. Okay. I'm gonna scoop it like so.
And then 1 teaspoon of cumin. And then 1 teaspoon of garlic powder.
So with this, we encourage garlic powder, not garlic salt. With any other spices, we encourage just the straight base ingredients instead of anything that has salt added to it.
And it still adds in that flavor. And then 1 tablespoon of that, or teaspoon.
I'm like, oh, a lot of garlic.
All right. And there we go on our sauce. So this recipe also calls for a sweet potato grated. So we just grated the sweet potato on a cheese grater. You don't have to get anything fancy. 1 small one. And with that, we are going to heat our plate, and we're going to add a little water. Now, using water to cook your food versus oil is going to save on calories as well, and you still get the same thing. So do that. And we're going to break the tempeh.
And crumble?
Yes.
All right, so the great thing about this is it kind of comes in a cellophane package, but with it, I'm just going to take a little bit out of it and then crumble it, just like you would, almost like a ground meat-like texture. Like so. Yep. All right, because we want to make sure that this can fit in our tacos. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Maybe use the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you can see, tempeh pleasantly has a firm texture itself while getting a variety of cooking methods, which includes sauteing, grilling, and baking. I've even seen a couple of recipes for barbecue tempeh and tacos. So obviously we're making tacos now.
It's going to be pretty versatile.
All right. All right. Got that all broken up?
That's a lot.
It's a lot. All right, and then we're going to add in the shredded sweet potato.
So it kind of looks like matchstick carrots in a sense. With this, I think you can do pretty much any texture you like. It's just this is going to help it mix a little bit easier and fit into the tacos a little bit more. We let ours sit out for just a little while so it could absorb a little bit more of that water. Because once you do grate a sweet potato, it does have a little bit of water in it naturally. But if you let it sit for just a little bit, it kind of reabsorbs it.
So we're just going to let that cook.
Yeah. Can I have a little extra water? Sure. So with this, it's starting to kind of dry out just a little bit because I had to heat up a little bit too high initially. So I'm just going to add a little bit more water and crumble it back up. Okay. Perfect. And what do we do this?
We add it in after.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yes, ma'am. So this recipe calls for using corn tortillas using an oven. It says to put them on a baking sheet, but another trick is if you get a paper towel and wet it, you could do about 2 or 3 corn tortillas, stick that in the microwave for 30 seconds, bam, you got a cooked corn tortilla. We are going to be doing ours on a little frying pan here.
Once again, we're just going to heat it up. It's a non-stick option. That way you don't have to add any oil or anything like that. It's just simply kind of toasting them. Okay.
Give me a little more water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Casey.
All right. And usually just for, time, we're going to just stir in our mixture. And it's going to be a little thick. And then we're going to do some more water. Blend it all well. Now again, tacos could be customized to whatever you like. We could add beans, we could add corn, you could do a little bit of radishes if you want.
Ooh, that'd be pretty in color.
Yeah, so make it versatile. There's no one way to make a taco.
Based on your flavor preferences, you got to add probably a little bit of cayenne too.
Yeah, getting a little spicy there. All right. And there you are. Got some tempeh tacos. Gonna heat up our tortillas.
All right, so I'm gonna let this kind of sit.
Okay.
All right, come on.
Great. Thank you, Casey. You're welcome.
All right, so what kind of tortillas are these?
I chose to get the white corn tortillas, but you could get whatever flavor you want. You could do flour if you wish. Just make it whole grain if we're going that route. Corn tortillas, whole grain again, if you can. They also have corn tortillas with chili, if you
one
Okay,
in
Nancy.
for the mix.
Oh yeah, the mix look. That's a great one as well.
Ooh, this is smelling really good. I can smell the chipotle chili powder. Perfect. Okay, so that's looking really good. Kind of flavoring through. All right. Now I'm just gonna flip this.
And again, just toasting that tortilla.
All right, I think that this is looking pretty good
Yeah.
for the tempeh. So basically, we're just kind of finishing through with the cooking of the sweet potato, and then lightly pan searing in the nonstick pan the tempeh.
How's that tortilla coming?
It's coming along.
It's coming.
Okay, yeah, it's getting nice and hot.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna put this on the
Sure.
All right. You want the tortilla?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, wait. Okay. Show.
Perfect. All right, so we do encourage you using your tongs and spatula so you don't burn your finger. That way I stop doing that.
And then go ahead and serve a little.
Ooh, yeah, doing a little more.
Yeah, a little more.
Great.
All right. And then here goes our fixins. Ooh, yummy. Some added protein without the added fat. And then a little cilantro. And we could do a little lime zest or lime slices, a little lime squeeze here. Just to finish it off. Tempeh chocolates with edamole.